Amy Wolf. She's the other shearer we've got with us here today. And who do we have here? Is it a number or a name? This is 733's daughter. So, with sheep, if you've got 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, you can name them, but when you get a lot of them, like they've got it at the Pines Farm,
You got 733's daughter.
you got, yeah, 733's daughter. Now, I want to make sure all you parents were watching that move right there. You saw how she got that sheep down on its bottom? How much does this sheep weigh, Al?
They say 150.
This sheep weighs 150, so you could probably do it up to 200, I would think. You got any of your kids out there that get a little recalcitrant, start mouthing off, you know, talking back? You just kind of do that move, take one under the chin, and a little grab on the thigh and tip them over. And then you can hold them like this, they can't do anything. So,
Yeah,
you might try that.
We don't talk about that till we're through.
Oh, we're not going to talk about how
We talk about how well an animal behaves after you're done shearing it. Otherwise, it's like a jinx.
Yeah, so right now we're just going to talk about other things. And do we have Amy, another Amy? This is
Yes,
daughter.
I'm hiding over here.
Where is she?
Look the other way.
Oh, she's up over there.
I'm sneaky.
This is why we didn't talk about it.
Yeah, see, when you talk about how well they're doing or whatever.
See how you got that animal.
Then that happens.
There you go. See, for any of you who needed an instant replay, there it was again. So, back to Amy up here, a roving reporter. She's going to be walking through the crowd.
If you have any questions, put your hand up. We'll try and run the
Amy
mic
will
over
find
there.
you.
and
You might have to wave a lot.
we can all
Sometimes
hear.
there's a lot of you out here.
Yeah, she's got to wade through. There's quite a few people out there. So, let's start with any questions. You got any right off the bat?
There's a right over here.
Okay, there's one right out there. She's coming for you.
Keep an eye while we're shearing the next. What we're going to do now. Watch while they're each being shorn. Each one of them has the same pattern of shearing.
But before you had the electronic shearers.
Before we had the electric shearers, how did we get the wool?
How did you do it?
We chased the sheep around and picked it off a fence.
A little after that, I
A
think.
little after that. After we actually talked the sheep into holding on to their wool, we kept the sheep and kept the wool. Then we started using these 2 knife blades that were fastened together with a hinge on the back. And you go like this.
And how long did that take you?
You think you're actually, Amy says it's about the same amount of time. So we can do it in about the same amount of time. But can you imagine what your forearms look like after you do this all day?
Popeye.
Popeye.
Yeah.
Show us, Amy.
Upper body strength. Any more questions?
This animal's a little harder to show than the white ones because it's so dark. The joint between what you're showing and what you haven't disappears in the blackness that's there. That's why it's good to have really good light when you're shearing a dark animal.
Okay, here comes Amy. So, meanwhile, Doug was talking about how
When we started,
into the mountains during the off season, and then they run them back down every year to shear them. Well, Shrek was really good at eluding the shepherds, and he was out there in the mountains for 6 years growing wool. And the only reason they finally caught up with Shrek, able to get a hold of Shrek and bring him back down and get him shorn. So that's what happens if you don't shear the sheep.
And Amy, before you let
You're
it
gonna take a
go,
bow. Take the bow, number
our
733.
question was, what is the sheep's name?
Number 733's daughter.
yes.
This is a numbered sheep because this sheep belongs out in the field with all the other sheep. When you got a whole bunch of sheep, it's easier to take care of them when they just got numbers.
And they start looking a lot the same.
She's my
Especially when you're-
mom's best show you. So if you have a really great name, why don't you just come tell us and we'll name her?
Ah,